Okay, so the bell tail fits in just fine. I got it cleaned up. Got it set into place. Putting the bell on the table with the same level as the other side of the horn will help set the bell into its position. Now, this bracket is off a little bit, and that's okay. Main thing I'm going to worry about right now is getting this bracket soldered in. And of course, the bell tail, which I have shoved all the way up in the ferrule and made sure of it. So now we're going to put some solder on this and some solder on this, and then we'll worry about getting this into place. I want to hit this from the bottom the best you can. Kind of spread in there a little bit. I don't know why, but that's okay. We'll clean that up. Up in there real good. Wipe that off. All the excess that you can. And we're going to hit this brace. I took a good bit in there. But if you remember right to begin with, this brace and this brace had a lot of filler in it. Go ahead, feed it to it till it quits taking it. Looks like that's about it. It's coming out right there. That's what I want. Alright, so I'm going to let that cool. So I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, what I did was, since I've got the tail soldered and the first bracket soldered, I want to check to make sure I'm still at least in the ballpark. Slides all the way in, so it should be a little sharp. Running great. Just ever so slight. Boy, that's screwy. That is from playing a B flat trumpet, trying to listen to the tone instead of letting the horn slide. So I listen to the pitch and it went in. It's kind of a crazy thing. You actually have to learn how to play one of these all over again. So So what I'm going to do next, of course I'm going to take the valves back out and I'm going to solder that front brace into place, and then the next thing we'll start with is taking these off and moving them to the third valve. Alright, so solder, be back in a second. Okay, I'm going to braze this, and I'm going to have to put just a tiny bit of pressure right here to pull that into alignment with that bracket, because the taper has changed because we moved the bell forward 1.5 inches. So I'm going to do it here, and that way I can try to stay away from the heat. And I'm also going to use a little rag on top of that so that I can hold it long enough for it to cool off. So let's get to that. There we go. Just taking the solder, that's good. And I need to hold that down and let it cool. Should be good. And it looks like it got a good soldering. It sucked the solder up in there pretty well. So let's see if we can just look at that. Yeah. And I made sure I put enough solder in there so you can see I got a little overbit right there. I'll clean that up later. There it is. This one had a little bit of overbit on it too. I'll clean that up. So we're going to let that cool for a bit and clean it up.